Hello, my name's Dillon and this is the screencast for assignment 1 for Introduction to Digital Media and the Internet. There we go, jumping straight into our website. This is the front page of the website. Got my sort of logo in the top left hand corner. On the bar at the top, my home button, about, my work, inspirations, blog and contrast. As you can see there, when rolled over they go dimmer just so people are aware when they click another button. And also on the right of the header we have the watch my video, which pops up a little YouTube video here which links to my YouTube account. And then I've also got read my book here, which is the EPUB book which I have created. Front page, got my who am I button, which is linked to the about page, view my work, which is my work page, and just a little Dillon Walker recording and production, which is what the website is. It's a portfolio for myself, which is a recording and production engineer. Scrolling down even further, we've got Never Question, which is sort of my slogan type thing. And then as you can see here, we've got some logos down here, 3 of them: inspiration, my music, and contact headphone, keyboard and phone. And they link to internal pages on my website. And right down the bottom we've got my work, inspirations, my work, my inspirations and my work. Right down at the bottom, at the footer, we've got links to social network sites or video playing websites. So they link to my Facebook, my Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and also my SoundCloud. And then on the right hand side of the footer we've just got my name with the sort of edited logo at the bottom there, and that just takes us back to the home page, and that's on every page of my site. So we can go on to the about page. Music in my life, a little bit about myself, where I'm studying, what I'm doing, where I'd like to see myself, and how did I get into sort of music tech and music, and this is where I live, what I've been doing, sort of same thing. With I've got a slider here showcasing some pictures, which is pretty cool looking. It's a nice little detail. And then moving on to inspirations. Same again with the logos at the top, images, music, and then I've linked my Instagram account here. So any pictures that I take, upload, instantly uploads on Instagram and this little plugin. And I've also made a media playlist here full of a few songs that I'm into. This also can link to my SoundCloud, not my SoundCloud, Instagram. So when you click on the picture, it takes us to the actual website itself, to my profile. Moving on to the blog. On the left hand side I've got sort of my categories, my up-to-date things like image of the day, tune of the day. I'd normally have this playing automatically when you go on the page, but it got a bit annoying after a while when editing it, so I'll make sure I turn that on eventually. And then here, this is a little plugin which gives me all the social networking sites, audio sites, video sites, and I've just linked them to my accounts here. So I've got my Tumblr account as well over here. Also got my categories, so if I want to go new and old, this comes up with my Victor Wooten post, which also has a link to his page and the Vimeo video which I've embedded into that post there. Artists, Radcat, this is the recent post I did the other day. I used Yoast to get the best possible post I could, using pictures, links, paragraphs, lists, all that good stuff to get the best post. which also made it a lot easier for search engines to post out there, so the post could be found easier than if it was just done and shoved in my website, which is cool. Then going on the last page, which is my contacts page, I've got my Google Maps up here showing where I'm studying and where I'm living at the moment. Excuse me. Email, phone number, and where I live in. Now this is really cool, the contact form. I can put my name, email, I can just do test and testing there. And if I send that links to my uni email address, which is up here. As you can see there, 1534. The testing came through. So I love that. It means it's easier for people to contact me instead of doing it themselves, going into their own email. They can just do it straight off my website. Going back to our homepage now. So let's have a look at the ebook which I've got here. It links to my Dropbox, and that just opens up down here. So this is the front page of the ebook, which I made in Canva. As you can see here, I got the dimensions, I think, of a Kindle ebook, and I've just edited it, made it my own. I wanted to keep it quite simple, as it. And then, yes, that's my ebook profile. Going across, got my contents page, picture of Stevie Wonder there, which is music analysis of Stevie Wonder's song. And then they're all in little segments, so I've created the background segment pages, lyrics page, and this is the analyze page, which is where I analyze the song. And then right at the end I've got the little score embedded into the ebook, which is really cool. I used Calibre to create my ebook, which I downloaded the other day and created that, which is a lot easier than doing it straight off Word or any other program, which is really good because I just made it in Word, imported it into Calibre, edited it, put my name on it, and changed the cover photo. So that works nicely. Back to the website. Now on to plugins. Let's go on to external websites actually. So I used Logo Maker, which is where I got my logos from. So I wanted headphones. So I've got logo headphones picture there, which is what I used there. And I just edited it, resized it, uploaded it into WordPress, and then plopped it on the site there, made sure they were all the same, and I credited the users here. So I've listed all the logos that I used and what I used them in the credits page down at the bottom. So instead of just nicking it and saying it was mine, I wanted to credit the users who made it. So, as I say here, I've got a little YouTube video, which is a plugin called Lightbox Plus. This gives you options to change how big the size is, how it pops out at you, and if you can make the screen behind it darker so it stands out a bit. The only thing I changed was putting a little arrow there, and also you can click off it to make it go away. Now what I wanted to make sure throughout the whole of my website is that I was using the same fonts and the same writing, and like the little top underline, overline text. Yeah, so what I did was use Google Fonts, which is interesting because you have to create a name for the CSS selector. So in the visual editor, you have to create a like a heading type thing, embedded into your text. So Google Fonts can read that in the text and link it to this. So say we've got home headline. This is a home headline which I did, which controls this. So if we now go into customization, go into typography, theme typography, home headline, and this is the family font, which is Wenard, which looks pretty classy. So I've changed that for every single bit of text. You can change how big it is, how big the font is, line heading, how it fits on the page, and also how much space is above the text and below the text, and also left and right. But I did just change a little bit of that. Let's not save that. So Google Fonts is the best tool for creating everything in the same way. So on my About page, I've just got the About text Google font, and that just says consistent throughout the page. So that is exactly the same to that. Centered, same text, same color, same above and below. So it just keeps it neat and tidy on the page. Next plugin, which it's cool, is the SoundCloud embedded, which is what I've got on my work. So I've just got the same text here, Google Fonts, and then I've embedded my music in there. Same here, and also here. So I use this tool called SoundCloud. So that just takes a bit of code from your song, from the SoundCloud upload, puts it into WordPress, and you can change like the colours and fonts and all that. But I just wanted to keep it simple, so I just did that. That's really easy to put in. Page Builder, which is what I mostly use for creating each page for my website. So let's go into About. And you can see Page Builder lets me customize the page. So I can add in different widgets. So I can add a widget here. So visual editor. And you can drag that around wherever you want it to go. And that's just, I found a really easy way to implement text, spread things out on the page, etc., etc. And I'll show you what I mean by the text. See, About text here. This is the link to Google Fonts, where I go class equals speech marks, about text, close speech marks. And then this is what I want to edit. In the Google Fonts typography. I've also got implemented Google, Google Analytics, another Google plugin. This lets me view how many views I have each day, last 90 days over a year, and location, which where they're searching from, searches, different pages they viewed. It's a really useful tool to know my audience, who's looking at me. And hopefully, when I get my third-year placement, they'll have a look at it, and I'll be able to see which of the people who I applied to join for that year will view my website. This is the Instagram feed, so that's the live feed on my inspirations page. So I've just connected my account here. And I've also implemented my Tumblr account going straight into my blog. So on my blog, I have my my Tumblr posts. So every time I re-upload, something on Tumblr, it links straight to my WordPress blog. And I've done this by going down into Tools, Import, and Tumblr. So I can run Importer, and that gets the data from my Tumblr blog, and it posts straight to my blog on my WordPress, which is a really neat thing that WordPress has done, because that's not a plugin, that's something that they're working with Tumblr for, which is really cool. The theme that I'm using is a Tesseract child theme, so I've created a child theme using the blog, the plugin, Tesseract child theme. And to make my theme secure, I've added security to it. I've also added a WordPress catch, which just speeds up implementing all the HTML files on my website, which is at the performance, WordPress performance. This is the slider plugin, which I have on my About Me page. So I can change the pictures here, I can change how long I want them on for, just by going to edit there. And with posts on my post page, on posts I've used CEO Yoast just to help me get the best possible post I can. So it's the one that reaches out most on the internet. So as you can see here, this is the latest post I've done, which is talking about a new artist called Radcat, creating rad music. And down here, and you can see on the CEO Yoast, I've created a good readability post, and I've used really good keywords and titles to make my website stand out a bit more. So I've tried to tick as many boxes as I can without waffling too much on my post. So I'm just talking about the artist, what they're doing now, related artists, and talking about the genre, which it is, which is Air Trap, which is a bit of a weird name. So that was a really good plugin. I've used a plugin called Real-Time Find and Replace. This plugin helped me change the bottom right hand corner, because at the bottom it said made by Tesseract, and I didn't want that on my website. So I went into inspect on my website, found where the code said made by Tesseract, took that bit of code out, copied it into here, which is themed by Tesseract, which is what it said, then I had a link to the page, and I replaced it with the code I wrote here, which is a link to my page, my home page, then what I wanted to say on it. So let's say Dillon Walker there, and then I added in the image, which is here. I had to edit it down because it was a little too big, but it still looks pretty cool. So that was a neat plugin for changing the CSS. I think that is roughly about it for my website. I've just changed. I wanted to get my website bright, but subtler, bright. Things that stand out brightly. So I wanted to keep it clean, simple, but I wanted things to come out at you. So like these links, bright blue, sort of really stands out on the page. Even if it's black or white, the colour still shines through. But yeah, that is my website. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you.